The new rotation is finally here, and that means one thing. It's time to find out what really is the best deck. So today, we're putting the 8 top decks in Pokemon TCG Live into a full bracket style tournament. Head-to-head matchups, no excuses, only one deck can come out on top, and also see if any decks have fallen off. By the end of this, we will know once and for all which deck deserves that #1 spot. Let's get into it. So just before we go head to head in this tournament, let me know in the comments below if you guys agree, disagree, or is there anyone that you feel that I've missed that should be in the top 8? Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So first up, we've got Garchomp versus Mewtwo. Garchomp always been like a really strong deck. Obviously loads of HP, very tanky, does a lot of damage as well, and is relatively easy to set up. With Mewtwo, you know, we've got a deck that's become way stronger now because of all the Team Rocket supports that are still in the meta right now. And we did lose a whole bunch of support, so that really swings things into Mewtwo's favor. Plus, you know, we've got Psychic and Grass. That is so good against so many matchups, so I think I'm going to have to give it to Mewtwo over Garchomp. Now we've got Raging Bolt versus Crustle. So Raging Bolt, obviously great cycle, can do some insane damage, and you get a whole bunch of different cards in your deck as well. So, and also, you know, I think a lot of people thought this deck was going to suck after the new format. However, I still think it's really, really strong. Then we've got Crustle, who I do think this is a really good card. I mean, almost every deck in the top 8 is an EX, so that gives it a huge advantage because it is built to counter EXs. However, I do feel like Raging Bolt is just a better deck in general, so gonna have to give it to Raging Bolt. Now we've got Lucario versus Zoroark. So Lucario is becoming a massively popular deck. You know, does lots of damage, good HP, and you know, Soul Rock and Lunatone, insane cycle, and yeah, and also we've got those power-ups as well, so that helps boost up our damage even more. So yeah, Lucario isn't strong and it's very easy to set up. Zoroark is one of my favorite decks. It is just so good, really, really fun to play, and it's so versatile, and we can do that sort of AoE spread damage as well. And yeah, again, it's very easy to set up, and it's got that trade ability as well, so we can just, again, just work through that cycle. So I think I'm gonna have to give it to Zoroark, just because Lucario is very linear, and I feel like it's just sort of straight up damage, very, I hate to say it is face roll. It's a face roll deck. It's so easy to pick up, whereas Zoroark does take a lot more skill. Gotta give it to Zoroark. So then we've got my boy Alakazam. I mean, this is one of my favorite decks. You know, insane damage, great cycle. It's a single prize card as well, so that also goes into its favor. And you can pretty much one-shot anything with Alakazam. Obviously, you have to sort of draw and stuff, but it is pretty easy to play as well. Then we've got Dragapult, who obviously, again, great cycle as well. We've seen that a lot today. A lot of cycle in this deck. I guess that's sort of a common theme in the top 8. But it does that spread damage. And also if you bring in like Dusk Noir as well, you know, you can just pretty much knock out anything and do insane damage across the board. The one thing that goes against Dragapult though is because it's so popular and so strong, a lot of people are purposely building decks to go against it. So yeah, I think we're going to have to give it to Dragapult over Alakazam though. Hate to do it though, because I do love Alakazam. But yep, Dragapult is definitely stronger. So Mewtwo versus Raging Bolt. This is an interesting one. I do feel like Mewtwo is just the better deck. You know, it's a little bit tricky to set up, but you know, there's definitely ways to do that, especially with your Team Rocket support cards. And we've got a lot of control with Archer in there as well. And obviously with Iono being removed. And yeah, just being able to do all that damage and stuff, I feel like I've got to give it to Mewtwo. So moving Mewtwo up, and yeah, we're almost there, almost head to head. So Zoroark and Dragapult, you know, I love Zoroark, and you know, such a good deck to play. And you know, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to give it to Dragapult though. It is just insanely strong, and we are just doing crazy spread damage. And there's also so many different versions, like so many different versions of Dragapult you can play. So now it's Mewtwo versus Dragapult head to head, and I think we all know the answer here. it's going to be Dragapult. Dragapult, again, is just too strong right now. I cannot wait for this card to go out of rotation. Personally, I do think it's just a very, very boring card. But, you know, we have to be honest with ourselves. It is the best card or best deck in the game right now. There's no denying it. So it does get that #1 spot, making it all the way into that trophy. But yeah, that is pretty much the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know if you agree about Dragapult having that #1 spot. And if you guys want to see more videos on new decks or just be part of the community, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. It really helps the channel out. Until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!